Welcome to POS, the podcast where we find the piece of shit and stories that you'll never read nor care about because they're in things you don't care, like the New York Post or like today, my local Facebook group because I live in a town full of trash. With us, as always, is my co-host, the donkey of comedy, Bobby Tamburo. And before we start the show, if you want to support something, support two things: our Patreon, POS Patreon, podcast on Patreon. There, you $3 a month, you get 2 episodes a week, you get bonus content, you get shows as soon as they come out, and while you're doing that, you're probably a fat piece of shit if you're watching this, or at least high or something. You're gonna need something to put on that food you're eating. Use Silk City hot sauce, the greatest hot sauce in the world. Go to silkcityhotsauce.com, use the promo code POS, save 15% off. Remember, if you're a pedophile, you're not allowed to buy the sauce. They will not sell it to you. Maybe you can have one of the kids buy. Maybe that's the loophole. You can get one of the kids to buy it for you because they'll sell it to kids, just not people who fuck kids. But use the promo code POS, save 15%, support Jeff and all those great guys. They're amazing. That being said, Bobby, how are you? And please introduce our guest.
Hey, it's the POS show where we don't do things conventionally, so we let our guests introduce the show. Take it, Mike.
What?
What's going on, guys? I'm Mike Massaro, and this is the POS show.
Bobby, did you forget Mike's name?
No, I knew it. I just want to see how he did. He's killing
That's
it so
like
far.
that's an open mic host move where you forgot the name and you're like, I'm gonna let you say it, bro. Yeah, you do it.
Yeah, Mike Massaro, I got it. I thought it would be cool. Mike seemed pretty personable. Why not let him take the ball for a little bit?
What he used to do, Mike, you'd be happy it didn't happen, is he used to make the guest give him a beat. And then we'd watch white people beatbox as Bobby would do the intro, and it was brutal.
Thank God you asked me to do something I know how to do.
Speak. It's fine.
Yeah, literally.
I was hosting at Comics on Sunday, the quarterfinals,
bragging.
Last Comic Standing. What?
It's like, quit bragging.
It's not a brag, believe it's not a fucking brag. If you won something 5 years ago and they still make you do shit off it, you know what I mean? Like, it's, yes, I'm available, but at the same time, it's like, I always joke when I open the show, but I say, it's like I was Miss Teen America, but I'm 28 now. And I'm just showing up going, I'm still pretty and young. It's disgusting. But there was 5 people in the contest and I have to say their names and you're not really doing much in between. Avery Quinn was in it. We all know Avery. Avery's great, but that's also an easy name to say. Avery Quinn. JJ Jones, real easy to say. Ryu Hayashi was not the easiest one. So, and I have to like go up. So it's like, if Mike, if you were on it, what we do in between is people are scoring on the thing. So I go, keep it going for Mike Massaro. And then they all write with their pencils. And I make a joke to the effect of like, pencils down, eyes up. I yell at them like it's SATs.
Yeah.
All I say, and then I go, next one, Ryo Hayashi. But sometimes I'll forget the name of the person just in that couple seconds. I try to keep the paper with me.
Yep.
Or I'm worried about the pronunciation. And then I say your name and I forget. So I do what I call the Kermit the Frog move. So I go, come on, guys, get your hands going now. They get so loud. I go, ah! And I just do that because I can't remember how to pronounce the name right. So he just looked at me because he know I might have said something offensive in his language. I don't even realize. I was like, I was like, whatever it was. And he's like, what? And he just did his act.
Did you just say Wu-Tang Clan isn't anything to fuck with?
I said it's not one darn thing to fuck with. And he was like, oh my God, the pronunciation's wrong. In our land, we say ain't nothing to. I'm like, oh, my bad. Worse, I asked him, because, okay, so the people that print the papers sometimes make spelling checks wrong. And it said RYO. So I said, is it Roy? And they spelled it wrong. And he's like, it's not Roy. And it's Rio. And I said,
Rio.
And he goes, you know, like De Janeiro. And I said, or Dances on the Sand, which is like a dumb song from the 80s. And he goes, no, like the desert. I'm like, well,
No, it's not, because that's spelled R-I-O, you fucking retard.
he meant the
You
pronunciation.
know who the Rio? It's your Rio-tarded parents.
Dude, if he changed his name to Rio Tarded, that I would hire him for every show he could ever be on.
That's
Rio
a great
Tarded.
name.
It's Irish. O Tarded is the last name. That'd be beautiful.
Oh, tarded.
You better say it. You better say it.
I've been okay, Mike. You've hosted a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Have you ever been asked to say something as an intro where you're like, "No, I'm not"?
No, I've never had anyone have like weird ask me for a weird intro before.
I don't like being part of the bit.
No. Oh, well, yeah. Actually, I have.
Like, do this thing to set up. I'm like, just write a joke better. Or if you need me to sell your joke, write your joke better.
Don't bring me into this. This is your time. I'm doing my job. Like,
yeah, I don't like you.
I just don't. Oh man, I just don't understand planning your that out to that effect. Like,
that's overthinking.
Yeah, it's like you want to be like your intro. Like, even if you're like a comic who's material, like you're so material driven. You know what I mean? It's all tight, like polished, really clear lines. Even then, like your intro is the time where you can grab them and be present and like connect with them to bring them into that world. Like you can do 30 seconds, 5 seconds of like a quick and I don't know, just like starting that quick off the bat with something.
Especially if it's decent, because it's like, why are you giving me a joke that's good?
Yeah, yeah.
You want something decent, and I'm delivering it. They think I did it, and not you. And now you got to follow your joke.
Yeah.
Give it up for my good friend. What's his name?
Oh, yeah.
That's one I get a lot.
What's his name is good, or good friend of mine. I love him. I've known him forever. What's his name again? Like that, even a longer version of that. Oh, I fucking hate that.
Oh, no. I'm saying like as a host. So you bring up the headliner, let's say, and you're like,
oh,
you may have seen him on this. You may have seen him on that. I get to work with him all the time. It's one of my favorite things to do. Give it up for, and then he comes out. He's like, oh, yeah, keep it going for my good friend. What's his name? And then just completely dismisses you. That's better, though, because you don't have to like participate and play. Like, you don't have to say anything to set him up for that. You just have to be prepared for him to emotionally let you down every night.
My second year in comedy, I did like an urban show in Springfield, Massachusetts, and I was hosting, and I was the non-urban for the evening, and but I do well in black crowds, because if you do crowd work, black crowds love it. You know what I mean? So it's like, and also they can take a joke better, especially a fat black woman and a gay man are the two best audience members, because they've heard so much in their lives, nothing phases them.
Yeah.
Don't engage with them because they're funnier than you, but you can make fun of them. But I remember I brought this guy up, and as I did, the headliner, and I'm not gonna say his name. He still works a lot. He wasn't rude, but I said his name, and then he just goes, "How about that?" And then called me the N-word, and I went, "No," and the crowd laughed hard, so hard. But I meant it seriously, because I was like, "For 2 years," I'm like, "Please don't." No, I got nervous that he called me that, and then he just goes, "Well, for 45 minutes. I'll be trying to follow what just happened." A white man's the only one who got offended by the N-word in this room.
That's so funny.
Like, I felt like wrong. Like, you can't. But he meant it as a term of endearment, I think. I was just like, oh no, not never been one of those.
Please no.
I wouldn't even know how to try. Like, please don't do
Moving
that.
behind a table.
But I've been on shows where the comic will ask the host to say the N-word, like try to get the white comic to do it, and I always hate that. It's like, they're like, come on, man, it's part of my thing. You gotta say this, you gotta say that, or even try to make it part of their credit. I was on a show called like the N-word House, which would never be a show. Like, where would that show be? But then when they finally do it, the comic comes up and the whole joke is to go, "Can you believe that motherfucker? He said the N-word," and then making him like, I hated it, so you can get one cheap laugh. It's like,
thankfully that has not happened to me yet. I will not do that.
There's what the fuck's her name? There's like 3 fat black women who travel all the funny bones, and
Lizzo.
I confuse all of them. What?
Lizzo.
No, she doesn't do the funny bone. She's eating a bunch of funny bones.
Yeah.
That's about it. It's not Cheryl. It might be Cheryl Underwood. It's one of those. Like, it's Lonnie Lover. I've opened for all of them in weird ways, but like in stupid shows. I don't want to say it's Cheryl Underwood. What she does is, so she likes to have 2 white people open for her. And I was on a show with her and Tom Dustin, who's a hilarious comic. He's in Florida now. He used to be in Boston all the time. Good friends with Joe List, stuff like that. So he was open for a lot. And what she would do was she'd say like, "Oh, that Tom was great. Bring that white motherfucker back up here." And then bring him up here and get him in a weird headlock and just rub his head and be like, "Look at this white motherfucker." It's like, the guy is like a traveling national comic. He's doing 25 minutes. He's going to be a headliner someday. And he's just being held by a black woman and being rubbed like a puppy. And I'm like, I'm happy I'm not middling. You know what I mean? But it was just like, oh my God. Like, look at this little white motherfucker. And just like scrubbing his head and tussling his hair. It's like, that's rough.
That's hilarious. Oh my God, poor guy.
And I'm not trying to make this just in any situation, but imagine if I'm the headliner and there's like a black female and I'm like, get up here. Look at this black motherfucker. Like I would be canceled for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
Look at this little Jew here. Like you can't. No, it's like not that anyone should do it, but like if a bald white man, middle aged, started like rubbing people and calling them names.
That'd be real.
I thought when you were saying imagine that you thought that was the black comedian's name.
Yeah, well, no, he's a
Puerto Rican
comic.
from
Yeah.
Harlem who runs shows in Lancaster, Pennsylvania for some reason. And
Well,
then
he
you go
used to-
in and security pats you down and you sneak an energy drink in and you're like, if this was a gun, I could have just as easily snuck this in. I don't feel safe in here at all.
He used to do Latino night. They used to do a Friday night once a month at at Comics when I was at Foxwoods. And this guy Victor Luna would put it on, and he would go, every month I'll bring you a different super headliner Latino guy, and then every other month it was Imagine. So it's like, I guess there aren't too many at the price budget you're paying. And Imagine was good, but like he's like every month you'll get a different one, and it'd be like Mark Vieira, and then the next month Imagine, and then it'd be like Sarah somebody, then it'd be Mark Vieira, and then it'd be Imagine, and like it's like every fucking time. It's like, all right, we get it.
Now, when you did the show at Comics, did you still like run the show? So like with a traditional host, middle headliner?
We asked them to do that. Sometimes they would do 4 acts. But
Okay.
the middle would do 15, like a host, 2 15s, and the headliner did like a long time. They were dealing with a radio station. They were going through Hot 93.7, which in this area is a very good hip hop station.
Yeah.
As Mike knows, but Bobby's like out of Pennsylvania, so he doesn't the station.
I
But
am
like,
familiar, actually.
all right, so because that station, what they would do is they'd promote through there, so it would be packed. But people would be coming out, and they'd have like white nights, you know what I mean? Like everywhere, all white clothes to come to the comic, and then we'd have like turn the place into a nightclub afterwards too. So people would come out for the fucking night, and they would pack it out harder than our 8 o'clock regular headliner for the weekend.
He's just he still packs it out. He's just evolved how he does shows since then. That's all.
No. He's putting on the show now.
Yeah. And
Vic
how he does
was
it.
putting on the show, and he was just hired.
But what he does now is he headlines, but he also hosts, and he does the headline portion up front,
Yep.
and then like in between every comedian too.
I love comics that do that. It's like my favorite. It's like watching a guy do 20 up front. There's a guy from this area that used to do that when I first started. I think he does it once in the Blue Moon for Johnny Benson. A guy named John C. Hinton. He's a very funny guy. But when he used to host open mics when I started, he would go up and the open mic would start with him doing 20. Now, Mike hosts an open mic. I've done it before. I like it when someone does their 5 and then lets the room do their work on their jokes. It's not a show, but like the guy would do 20, you would do 5. Then he would do 5 minutes making fun of your 5. And then another person would come up and do 5. And then he'd shit on that. So like it was like one comic went up and goes, "It's really cool to do a guest spot on John Hitton's 2-hour comedy special." The guy got so fucking pissed.
It's gonna be the longest mic ever.
It was forever. It would start at 7:30 and we'd leave around midnight.
Jesus
Dog, I
Christ.
had to get the energy back after the last set.
Yep.
It's like because you killed all the energy before the last set.
Well, because you didn't know there was any energy because you were outside talking to your fan.
Oh my God.
Trying to fuck the way overweight bartender.
Back then, the mics were great. Like, there's a comic. He's actually going through a lot of shit right now. I think they're doing a show for him tomorrow. Artie Robb. He had like a stroke or something. Doing a fundraiser. Great guy, very influential in the area. Takes care of everyone, whatever. But he would be the best because he would go to open mics. He would, he'd say 5, he'd do 10. You didn't care because he murdered, and he's fucking just the best dude. He's a killer. And then, but afterwards, while you're on stage next, he'd walk to each table and try to sell them a DVD of his special during the open mic. And then sometimes the DVD would be blank. Not that he did on purpose, but he just didn't record it right or put the wrong in there. And I saw a lady one time come up to me at a show, and she's like, "You want to buy a DVD?" She's like, "I bought one last time. It's blank." He goes, "Oh, you need another one? $15." He was like, boom. Like,
50% off for you.
So good. Yeah. I'll sell you another blank one.
Yeah, but you was
That's
able
awesome.
to burn something on it, right? So you got some use out of it.
Yeah, I mean, that's what his thing would be like. Listen, I might have fucked up, but you can record some shit. You can put an episode of Friends on there.
That's a DVD-R. You can record over it.
DVD retarded. That's our guy, Artardo. What was his name?
Rio Tarded.
Rio
Retarded, yeah.
Oh, retarded is just too on the nose. I don't think that's a name. That's more Italian.
Didn't Diamond Rio sing that song One More Day, One More Night?
I know that Diamond Rio is a thing, but I don't know any of their songs. That's just Rio, isn't it? What do I know? Well, how would you know what I know? How would I ask that? Like,
Mike, how are you? Take the ball for a bit.
Is Rio the metal thing?
No.
That's Dio.
Dio. Yeah, I don't know Diamond Rio.
I'm
Who are
gonna
they?
Google it.
Don't. It's not going to be good, right?
The song?
I don't know any of these bands.
No, I don't. I thought it was a guy. Is it a band?
Oh, it's a dude?
It sounds like a transsexual performer. It's me, Diamond Rio. Oh, it's like, ooh. Oh, Bobby, you like this? So before the contest on Sunday at Comics, like matinee is the drag queens, and they're always
boy.
on.
Better keep them away from Avery.
Avery saw them. He was fine.
Oh no. Oh boy. Can't let Avery interact with them.
Stop it.
After what happened in Pennsylvania.
Stop doing this every week. Every week you say awful things about Avery and he gets upset because that one time I said bad things. But Avery's one who did, lovely man that does not like it when we pick on him. But like, Mike, I only know that Avery's the weird connection between me and Bobby. Like, not that
Really?
we already knew each other, but Avery started in Bobby's neck of the woods.
Yeah,
Well,
no, I was gonna ask you about that because I've become good friends with Avery since he moved here, and I knew he was from Lancaster and that like.
And
he would come here, and we have a lot of guests that are Bobby's
in
comics up
Connecticut.
there, and they'll come on, and they would message me going, "Hey, take care of this guy Avery." I'm like, "He's already fine. He's already met Cliff Mula, and that's all you need to do." Is it's like,
Hell yeah.
but like, yeah, it's funny because we both knew him of the way, so it's like when I do talk with him, I feel like I know him even more than I do because of all this. But I go into the back room to put the sign-up sheet, not the sign-up sheet, but like the lineup for the contest in the back, forgetting that the drag queens were there, and it's just a bunch of
men.
fellas all getting out of their outfits back into their street clothing. So like, in one guy, I open the door and he covers his head. Excuse me? I'm like, it's not necessary. And then he looked at me and they all looked at me, and I don't know if Yankee Candle would ever make the smell of balls in pantyhose, but they shouldn't, because that's what the room smelled like. And it was like, it like hit me, and I just went, "I'm sorry, ladies. I just gotta put this sheet down." And the one guy, like, you could tell, he put his voice up and goes, "We'll be done in a minute." And I go, take your time. Take your time.
Now, if you walk in on a drag queen halfway through changing, what pronouns?
That was the pronoun I used.
But like, right? Because is it they technically? Do they? Because it's she, and then it's gonna be he again. Is it they if they're in the
Maybe
middle?
that's the only time you can say he, she.
Now listen here, you he, she. You
Yeah,
better hurry up.
Bobby, when I was growing up, that's what people called men who dress
Oh
like women.
no, I know. My grandfather used it till the day he died. It was literally his closing bit. Anytime I was there, he knew he'd get a chuckle out of Bob. But you better hurry up and finish changing so I can meet you outside and kick your ass.
And I'm sure they're all the best. I don't know. So like, after seeing that, I opened up my set with I said that kind of talked about it. I was like, went in the back, and the drag queens were there earlier, and it's 2022, and not only am I supportive of that, but all you ladies that are here tonight, I bet you have the most beautiful penises I've ever seen. Every lady here, just grab your cock and feel good, because nobody has pussies anymore, right, lady? And like, it's a Sunday crowd, like 100 people, but they're like usually stiff. They loved it. Like, I was like, okay, we're at that point in the world where, yes, we understand what's going on in the world, but you can also now laugh at it again too. You know what I mean? So I'm very happy, because it was a weird, coming out of COVID, it was very strange to watch people be happy to be out of their homes, but afraid to hear anything, because they were just happy to be out, but they were inside just staring at the internet, and on the internet, everybody was angry and everybody was canceling everyone. But then you go to a comedy show and you're like, they're like, is it hard? They're like, no, the people that are angry on the internet don't leave their home. They're not at the show. They're scary people without necks or hands. They're just sitting there being weird and yelling. They don't go out. No one's really mad. We're allowed to do what we do as long as it's funny.
Hell yeah. Yeah, it's like 10 people. Like, it's as especially like you were talking before about like you usually use articles from the New York Post. Like how many times you go in there and it's just like an article's like people are outraged over this, and it's like 4 tweets from like people whose profile pictures are just like Chris Farley from what's it called, like insane.
Yeah, it's what most of our stories are. New York Post has gotten to the point now where there's one guy, Ben Cost. He literally all his articles are based on a TikTok he just watched.
Jesus Christ.
And it's like, lady dates shorter man and says the sex is still good. And then they talk about short. We did that one. That was like an hour, that episode. For that one topic was like an hour. But that was still the short kings. By the way, she blocked me.
I like how there's so many people that write stories about TikTok like that. And all of them are the same people who are like, TikTok is Chinese propaganda. I'm going to tell you this Chinese propaganda so you get angry about it. Like,
it's funny, but no one else is Chinese propaganda. This laptop I'm watching you on. It's like, everything's Chinese propaganda.
We're living in China's colony.
That's all we're doing. And by the way, internet can be expensive. If we want to take over that part of China where like the government pays for internet, I've seen all the porn I need to see. Yeah. I'm good.
If they give me a bunch of money to be a sponsor, I will gladly pledge allegiance to the China. Like, we're already there. Like,
yeah. I'll be John Cena Jr. I will say Taiwan is not real in a second.
Greatest video ever.
It's so good. And I am a huge wrestling fan, but that's my favorite John Cena promo, like, without a doubt.
I want to see the video of him learning how to speak that.
Well, he's known Mandarin since WWE days.
Really?
Well, Vince McMahon wanted him to learn all that, but he also knew Cena and his like management team knew the money was going to be there, and if he wanted to start doing movie stuff, he needed to learn it. He'd been speaking it probably for 15 years.
I want to watch 15 years. That's crazy. I still want to watch the footage of him learning how to speak Mandarin, though. I feel like that'd be.
It's funny because like the first before. He would say, "You can't see me," but if you say that slow with an accent, that sounds like Chinese. Fool can't see me. Like, that means 7 things to us. It's like that's like snow.
Here's the real question: can John Cena write in Mandarin?
I bet you he can do a little. I bet you he can read it, but not write it.
You think he can write like a 2nd grader, probably?
Yeah. I think that's how all of us speak. Like when you
that's how I speak Spanish.
Yeah, you speak it like bibliotech. It's like, nah, dude. No.
I can speak in the present tense. That's it. Like, and I want this. Like, so I'm a child.
So that's all it is. But the fact that he was able to do that and then apologize in it, that's even funnier. And I also think it's great that China was like proud, like, we're making their greatest hero, John Cena. Like I think they believe that, like, to us, like, we make fun of him. His biggest thing is there's like the fucking like cell phone commercials where they make fun of him on TikTok now. Like, it's not like we all worship John Cena. You didn't get The Rock, motherfuckers.
The best thing is, though, like with CTE studies, they've shown that languages learned later in life are like one of the first things you're gonna lose. So there's going to be a point in time where John Cena thinks he can speak Mandarin, but no longer can, and is just going to be using a very offensive Chinese voice. Pat, feel free to take the baton I am so effortlessly handing you at any point, buddy. Pick up the baton and run with it.
We've been getting a little backlash that the only impression I do is of Chinese people, and I also do a black guy, but like it's more like Foghorn Leghorn. But I'm trying to now be better and not do that voice I love to do so much.
I got it. Make a statement. He's a Taiwanese guy now. Now it's okay.
Now it's safe. Okay, we're out of it, Mike. Good call.
I'd have to learn an accent. I don't know how Taiwanese talk.
They're Chinese if you ask China.
How dare you? How fucking dare you? No, I would break into the Chinese voice. It was funny. Warren brought that up on yesterday's thing. He's like, he goes, Pat, why don't you do a Chinese voice? And Bobby's like, no. There was about like 4 weeks where I didn't stop doing it every episode.
I'm gonna yes and Mike's idea here and go, just say you're a Uyghur. And then they're gonna be like, no, and be like, oh yeah, then show me what a Uyghur actually talks like. Let me into those camps and see what's going on.
What's a Uyghur?
That's the Muslims in China that they're putting in Holocaust camps right now.
Because I know Uyghur. I don't know Uyghur.
it's kind of like that.
I'm imagining like a Chinese Muslim with like a gold chain and a
Yeah, that's what I thought it was.
Well, I mean, when you think about it, that's kind of what it is, right? It's a Chinese that's acting like something else. It's the same denotation.
Oh, time is up. Time is now. You can't see me. Time is now.
Can you imagine if America had concentration camps for Eminem fans?
There's places,
that's the equivalent
it
then.
would be. That would lead to the Civil War. Oh God, another riot at the Eminem concentration camp. They're taking over.
Concentration stand camps. Bobby, can we make concentration stand camp shirts?
Yes.
Where it's just the Holocaust, but Eminem's there.
It's Eminem and Cheddar Bob.
Somebody will buy that shirt. I lost the article I wanted to do. God damn it.
We are white. We are middle class.
Bobby, do something. Oh, you know what, Bobby? Remember the game you did yesterday?
Yeah.
Do that with Mike quick while I pull up this first article.
I don't have any pictures ready to go, but I will.
You don't need them. I think if you just ask the question, it'll get far enough.
Okay, so Mike, I used to have a game show on Nick at Night. It got a little racy as time went on. It was called 15 or 19. And pretty much what we did is we took a father in a family and we showed him a provocative picture of a girl, and he had to decide if it was 15 or 19.
A lot of people got worried. I think you might have met him too. Andy Malafarina.
Malafarina, yeah.
Malafarina?
Yeah. He headlined a show that Sally put on. Yeah.
Right. We had him on here, and he was the one that thought he was going to get canceled for playing that because he kept guessing they were all 19 and they were all 15. So.
And then, well, there was the one that was 19, but we showed like really provocative pictures, and then we were like, no, I got it wrong. She's 15, and he thought for sure that he was like,
shit.
My career's over. You got to delete that. We were like, we're just playing. But so obviously that one, while beloved, had to go. But Nick and I asked me to come back, and the new game we're presenting is called Lover or Fighter, right? And basically what it is you get to pick. We present you with a woman. You have to decide if she's a lover or a fighter. Now, some of the women will be porn stars. The others will be UFC fighters.
Okay.
So if it's a fighter and you guess right that she's a fighter, you don't. You get a pass that round. But
so I'm not picking a woman to like love her or fight her. I'm love her if a guy.
Actually, you know what?
I thought it was
very confused by that.
I thought it was yesterday. Then I said something dumb and ruined the game, so I'm not going to say anything else. But I thought it was you were choosing if you would fuck them or fight them.
I actually kind of like that better. If we just show you pictures of women and you go, yeah, I'd fight her. No, I'd love her. Ooh, she looks like she's tough. I'd have to fight her, then love her.
Well, or then you have to really think about it because, like, if she's like 500 pounds, like, I don't want to fuck that, but I definitely won't win a fight.
I don't want to fight it either.
So it's like, I better punch it.
And you're like, it's Ronda Rousey. I want to fuck her, but I'm only gonna get hard if she fights me. It's a real catch-22
well, that's when you
here.
lose me. What? You only get hard when you get punched?
By Ronda Rousey, yeah.
No, I think Ronda Rousey's attractive, but once she hits me, I'm not attracted anymore.
Listen,
get rocked.
the minute
You're hitting me.
The minute she doesn't have those gloves and mouth guard ins, you just gotta look her Down syndrome in the face as you're fucking her and tell me that's not gonna be a boner killer. All right, where'd all that extra strength come from, Pat?
From years of training, Bobby. Years of training.
Years of training, that extra chromosome certainly didn't hurt.
It's all that judo. Even though I've seen special needs people do judo and it's fucking awesome.
Yeah, it's like an art form.
Wait, is that a thing that exists, like that I can look up?
Yeah.
Okay, I gotta
just look up special needs martial arts.
Oh, that's hell yeah.
Look up special needs heavy metal. That's also a good time.
And then
you ever see that? Like, there's videos of them just headbanging. There was like a retarded community center in there. Somebody was playing metal and they're all headbanging and doing a mosh pit. It's what I think heaven is. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. And by anyone, I know we joke about that, but I want people to realize that, like, I'm jealous of retarded people.
100%.
They don't have anxiety. They don't have depression. They don't pay taxes. I pray to be retarded every day. Like, so don't get mad at the fact that some asshole said they're a defect. We're the defects. They just have superpowers, and I would like to wear sweatpants always.
It sounds like the only mosh pit where everyone loves each other.
Yeah.
I would love to be in that.
I wish I had the love and passion for life that people like that do.
Well, Not all the way. You know what I mean? Like they have a love and passion, but they also don't even know how to spell love. I want to have the free. I want to have retard freedom, but I don't want to have retard responsibility. You know, it's kind of like Spider-Man. Like I want to be able to have the power. I like Shazam. I want to be able to say retarded and then become retarded, but then also for other situations become whatever I am, which is close.
You could always just pretend. That's what I do if I want to get out of something. I just pretend to be stupid. It works great.
Oh no, I've pretended to be retarded like twice in my life. One time at Halloween, when I was married years ago, right before we got married too. My sister borrowed a costume. My wife borrowed a costume from my sister, Eminem. So she was gonna wear that, and I'm like, oh, I know what to be, so we can be a couple. And I put a helmet on and a Yankee jacket and sweatpants, and I said, well, retards love candy. So I'll be this, and she's like, "We're not going to this party. Like, we're going to this party." And I just kept using "hello" and like the whole time doing that. The other time is when I went to go see David Hasselhoff perform at the Big E, and they wouldn't let anyone in because it was sold out. So I pretended to be retarded with my friends. And I was a big fan, and they let me go to the concert because they thought a retarded guy wanted to watch David Hasselhoff. So I got to watch that. So
didn't you get to meet him then?
Yeah, I met him.
And you had to stay in character.
I told you, he saw through it. Because he went, really? He just kept saying that. And I was like, and he just goes, really? And he goes, have a good day, boys. That's all he said. But he fucking knew. Hasselhoff's just smart. He's a lifeguard. He can see trouble. He knew.
You don't have to save him. He's a perfectly normal one.
Yeah. He's fine. This guy. He has and you know how many retards he sees? He used to perform in Germany. Like, there were just a whole bunch of them there, just like cheering him on, thinking he's the greatest singer. Like, man, I think that was their like their like penance for killing all the Jews. They're like, yeah, you killed all the Jews. Now Hasselhoff's the best musician you're ever gonna have. They're like, oh no, we're sorry.
Oh, what about Nina? 99 Luftballons.
Hasselhoff sells out more places. Like, she did well in her time.
And
but like overall,
if Goldfinger does a better version of your song, it's hard to argue that you're.
You think Goldfinger's version? That's
I'm just.
Kidding. I do not agree with the Goldfinger's version.
Just kidding, guys. Do you think there was a point where like Hasselhoff felt like he was really big in Germany, and they were like, "How big do you think you really are?" And he's like, "I am bigger than Hitler."
Nice. Hitlerhoff, if he became Hitlerhoff and then he just started doing, so he's doing the concert the same way, but he's just singing Ride Sally Ride. By the way, he sang Ride Sally Ride 4 times at that concert, like 4 separate times. He would do that. He sang the Baywatch theme. He did Ride Sally Ride. He did like 2 other older songs. He did Ride Sally Ride. They played the Knight Rider theme as he danced around, and he kind of like scatted over it. He did Ride Sally Ride. Then for an encore, he did Ride Sally Ride. I guess he really knows. Right? I don't know why he sang it so much, but I kept yelling retard voice, "Do Ride Sally Ride!" Like every time he finished doing it. Okay, so he might have been doing it for me. I'm not sure. Bobby, you ready for a story?
Oh
yeah.
Okay. Now this is from my Ansonia, Connecticut community updates and forum group. Now,
awesome.
If you don't know about these Facebook groups, every town has one. My town has 3. One is this one. One is called Ansonia in the Know, and that's for like more just regular info. This is the complaining one, but this one, the people that are in charge get upset if you say the wrong thing sometimes. So there's a third one called Ansonia Community Updates and Forum Rejects for all the people that were banned from it, and then they just talk shit about this group. So it's even better. I'm in all of them, and it's
like
amazing.
The comedy groups, but like for just normal people. This is great.
But I get more out of it. You know what? If I post something about a comedy show here, they'll actually go to it. They won't just complain that there's nothing but white men on it. I'm like, well, it's just me. Like, the show's a one-man show. It's like, you booked nothing but white men. I go, I'm me. Like, anyway,
it's my
like,
show.
Start being a lady and maybe we'll go. It's like, I don't want you to go. You're a comic. You'll want to go at 3. You want to
starts at 6. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. All right, so it starts off like this. A woman, it's her post. At 8:30 tonight, in the Webster Bank parking lot on Division Street, I witnessed a horrible road rage incident. A guy in a large white pickup truck with a dumpster on the back followed a young girl through the Taco Bell parking lot into the Webster Bank lot. She was trying to get away from him. He purposely sideswiped her, then drove off. I stopped to make sure she was okay. I hope the bank's cameras got it on camera. Jerk. So then, there's likes, there's dislikes, whatever. People are angry. Some people started writing things like, is she okay? This and that, whatever. But then I don't know who Terry Byron is, but Terry Byron is the person we need in every Facebook group. Because his question was, my question is, what did the driver of the car do to warrant the driver of the truck to act in the manner he did? Usually a road rage incident is caused by a driver doing something stupid to lead to the other driver getting mad. Now, that got a lot of that face that you post, like that, yeah, a lot of those posts are on there. And that's going to stir some shit up. And someone right away is like, doesn't matter what she did, that's an inappropriate reaction. And someone else said, fuck you. And then that was it. And then someone else said, yes, it does. That is what people do not understand. It's cause and effect. If she didn't do anything dumb stuff wouldn't have happened. And now there's pictures of like Michael Jackson eating popcorn because it's getting good. And then someone else says, no matter what she did, it doesn't warrant him to sideswipe her car. And someone else says, nothing she did warrants that. And someone else goes, yeah, the person above you just said that. So now they're getting mad. They're not paying attention to the thread. Maybe she turned without a blinker. Maybe she cut him off. Maybe he cut her off and she flipped him the bird. Whatever it was, to justify you running your vehicle into someone else's car, you just say cause and effect. Maybe they wrote B with 2 E's, which is fun. Maybe it came into her window. Maybe a bee came into her window and her first reaction was to pull into a parking lot, cutting the person off by accident. Maybe she is pregnant, started getting contractions, needed to get off the road, does not have blind spot mirrors, and didn't see him. Maybe she got the worst news of her life, pulled into the parking lot without thinking of blinkers or anything else because she had tears in her eyes. Cause and effect. Someone goes, seriously? But I like that guy. I like the person who was a woman who went off on a whole promo what it could have been.
Maybe she had the nuclear codes that she wasn't supposed to have from the White House at her house in Mar-a-Lago, but we call the FBI in and it's an illegal rape.
Hey, do you know Terry Byron, Bobby, because you were close?
Yeah.
His response is, or maybe she was on her phone being a bitch and cut this guy off. All I asked was what she did to piss off the driver. I've seen a lot of accidents and have almost been in a few because of the inattention of another driver. I never said that the driver of the truck had the right to do what he did. I just wanted to know what they did. You all need to calm down. Someone else said 2 wrongs make a right. And then another person jumped in and said, hey, did you say dumpster on the back of a truck? And someone else says, yeah, I did. They're like, do you mean it had like a large trailer that you could throw things in? Or do you mean it was a pickup truck and then inside the pickup truck was a dumpster? And then they go, yeah, the second one. And then they go, oh, that's Phil, which is my favorite thing. And then someone else goes, yeah, he's an asshole sometimes, but he's a good guy. So who's the piece of shit in this story?
That's
the woman who first fucking put this up there and said this. Yes, it's terrible what you see, but you know what? You see that? Call the police. I don't know why people say this a lot in these groups. I know we want to get the attention and talk to people, but I don't know why the first thought is let's go on Facebook and put it in there. If all these people are seeing it, I'm seeing it. You know who else can see it? Phil. And if Phil really is nuts, he could find you and kill you. Maybe not put a thing about him on there and putting your full name and your Facebook profile and everything on there. Yeah. Is it Phil? Maybe don't drive around with a dumpster in the back being so known as dumpster truck guy. And also, that's pretty dangerous doing hard swipes with an actual dumpster in the back of your pickup.
Crazy.
Is it the girl for like, cutting him off, whatever she did, pulling? If someone's crazy and beeping your horn, I don't know why anyone would never pull over, flee, drive away. If you get caught speeding, say a guy, the dumpster is chasing me, and they'll go, oh, Phil, and it'll be fine. But I think it's also funny that like landfill, and he has a dumpster, and his name's Phil. Anyway, so I found that fun. Is it all the other people in this group chiming in and giving reasons and then going down this rabbit hole when their kids are probably yelling, can you help me with something, please? Or like their husband's like, can you speak to me? Like, this is important shit being on there. Or is it me for getting excited every time one of these things? I almost read another one where a kid died and then they did a funeral for him, like that funeral, like a memorial thing with candles by my house at the football field. And it's, I guess somebody was doing donuts in the parking lot as part of the memorial. So a lady called the cops on the people doing donuts in the memorial, and everyone called her a cunt for ruining the memorial.
That is the white people version of getting the cops called on your barbecue.
But the best part is nobody there was white.
Yeah. Wait, what?
Yep.
Oh, I thought doing donuts in a parking lot, that's
So did I.
like a white teenager
And I
thing.
thought you said you
in that
wouldn't
one
live with
area,
them.
there's one street called Wakely Ave where people come, kind of like Berlin Turnpike, where people go and try to race their cars down this road you shouldn't be racing on. So on Saturdays, they'll go like 100 miles an hour. And I guess these guys were celebrating, these Latino guys in their souped up little cars were celebrating their friend's death by almost dying.
I knew a kid in high school that crashed his car doing one of those and killed somebody. He survived.
Oh, see, that's the worst. If you're gonna do it, you gotta die.
You gotta die, or people will say it to you in the hallway at school for 2 years. That is 100%.
Yeah, but you know what? I bet you got laid at least once off it.
He got called a murderer like 100 times.
Yeah, but then some girl wants to fuck a murderer, so like somewhere that helps a bunch.
Yeah.
But so who's the piece of shit? Mike, you go first.
All right. So I think everyone in that story, honestly, all of us are responsible in like an intellectual way, right? For like feeding this algorithm, but in a real sense, I think it is the lady who posted about it initially. I think, yeah.
Without her there, this doesn't happen.
Yeah, it's always keep it to yourself, and honestly, everyone jumping in to like the people that are having fun with it, like salutes to you, like that's what you should do, is turn this into a shit show so we can laugh about it. But that's the only value it contributes to society.
That's it. Yeah. Because it's going to cause more harm than good at the end of the day.
Absolutely.
Now, you would think, hopefully the girl's okay. You don't want someone sideswiping, all that stuff you don't want happening. But to be the person that now tries to be town crier, what is your goal? Her goal wasn't, she could say what she wanted at the end, like, I checked on her, and people are like, oh, you're a hero. That's what she wanted. In the first couple posts were, you're a hero. But that, you don't care about the girl at that point or the guy hurting someone else. You just want credit. It's like when someone shares memes all day and then gets like cited when they get 100 likes. And then they're like, why don't you, it's like, everything, it's like, I'm brilliant, right? Like, you didn't write it. You just found a thing and then posted the thing. Like, it's not your thoughts.
Not to mention, I don't know what she was exactly doing at the time, but even in her own story, she waited until after the guy hit her car till she drove over there and was like, hey, what's going on? Like you were just like, oh, let's see what happens.
Right, yeah. And then someone else in there, I didn't read that part, but they said, well, instead of posting this, did you get the fucking license plate and call the cops? And they're like, I didn't have time. Yeah, because you were writing a post.
I'm a journalist.
It's the dumpster car. Like you saw the dumpster. You can't see the license.
Yeah.
Bobby, who's the piece of shit?
Susan B. Anthony.
Yes. Why?
Because we warned them bad things would happen if we gave these women's rights, and now they're driving cars and distracting poor old Phil, and he's got to get his road rage out somehow. No, it's the dude who snitched. If you know Phil well enough to know him as the dumpster truck guy, just keep your goddamn mouth shut.
To be fair, the woman that said it did not know. Someone else said, oh, that's Phil.
That's what I'm saying, but whoever said, oh, that's Phil, what do you think Phil's going to do now?
Yeah.
He didn't know the girl who cut him off. He knows you.
And just to be clear, because I'm protecting my own self, the name wasn't Phil. I chose Phil, but they did tag and put the person's real full name.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, that group is wild. It's like, there's also a fight right now where people are shitting on the mayor of this town because he got in a fight in one of those groups and he called somebody Chris Big Mouth. And they're like, you're the mayor. Like, you shouldn't be calling people names. He goes, he should shut his mouth.
He's not wrong.
That's an awesome mayor.
He spent money on two things this year. We have those scooters that you can stand on now. They're all over our town, like all over the place. Those, and they're doing a big drive-in movie horror night. So he made a video where he got all the kids in the town in black and white to make it like Invasion of the Body Snatchers, and they chased him around through the town hall, and they posted this video, which must have taken hours to record and lots of money into editing because it's really well fucking done. But like, he's definitely, there's been people getting killed every week in my town. Cars are being stolen nonstop, especially the last couple of days, because I guess there's a thing on TikTok now where if you about stealing Kias and Hyundai Accords.
Wait,
so
you also live in Hartford?
No, I live in Ansonia, so it's like the same kind of thing. So, but like, there's been cars being stolen because of this TikTok thing. Because if you're in a Kia, you can take this video. So people are stealing cars and do TikTok things. So he's not stopping that, but he's making movies. But anyway, so Bobby, you think it's the snitch?
Yeah, keep your mouth shut.
It's the girl who got hit by the car because of the whole incident, the way it went. She obviously, and I hate to be this person. Yes, there are crazy people, But crazy people, they do snap, but there's usually something. It never warrants it. How many times you got in a fight with someone where all you said was, oh, really? Those pants? You didn't really mean anything by it. You're just shocked they wore those pants to that event. You don't realize that whole day they've been going through the issues of everyone tells me not to wear these pants, but I think I look good in these pants. I want to wear them. And then I'm the last person that should have said it, fucking last straw on the fucking thing, and it explodes. This guy was probably just driving around upset about everything in the world. This girl fucking probably put the blinker on wrong or cut him off. I know that area. It's a Division Street. It's a busy road. And that turn she was doing, if she went into the Taco Bell thing and it's the same like lot, it's a hard left and there's a light before that. So he was probably getting ready to stop anyway and slow down. And she probably cut hard and he fucking almost like fucking spilled coffee on himself or something. I'm just assuming what happened there, like that guy in there. But either way, her doing that, yes, you should just drive by, yell fucking bitch or something like that and keep going. But he's probably a whole day of like everyone calling him a bitch, everyone treating him like shit. And he just lost it, went in there and then realized you can't yell at a white woman now because it gets on video. She doesn't have time to video if I hit her with my truck.
It's a good point.
Or better, what if everything in that dumpster is also women who cut him off? You don't know who you're fucking with. You know what I mean? Like a guy's driving around the dumpster, there could be bodies in there.
Yeah, you don't fuck with the dumpster truck.
You don't fuck with a guy who owns a dumpster.
Yeah, I wouldn't even fuck with a normal dump truck. Like that's just why. Did anyone say anything more in there about like why Phil has the dumpster? Did anyone ask? Someone has to have asked that, right? Like
not in here. They all just know.
Oh man.
I'm guessing it must be some kind of business. He must do like a small, I clean your garage out, one of those type fucking things. You know what I mean?
Which group is this? If you sponsor my addition to the group, I will ask the question. I don't care. I'm really curious.
I will add you in as soon as I can.
Hell yeah.
These people are insane. The only person I know gets banned. There's a comic. He's not really around. Do you ever meet Frankie Hill?
Okay, no, but I'm really good friends with Miles Mortale, who has sent me some of his posts before, and they're fucking from those groups. They're fucking hilarious.
We've had Frankie on here. Frankie used to be the guy, like, you know, Pete Angelo. Frankie and Pete were the two guys that would open for me when I was getting chances to like bring openers all the time and stuff. And Frankie trolled Woolkit forever with this whole, he wanted a new mascot for their fucking high school team. There's Italians there, and he wanted to be the Fighting Calzones. And he had a whole picture with an Italian guy like with a black eye, and he's like this, and he's in the calzone, and he kept posting it in there, and they would just keep letting him back in after he got like blocked and suspended, and like 2 months go by and come back, or he'd go in and just go, hey, I know this is a discussion group. All Italians are stupid, right? And then they would start like arguing, and he's go, see, that was stupid. And then like, and then he went into a bunch of groups showing a picture of a bobcat being in a backyard, and then telling people that it just killed his dog and they should be on a lookout. And he would just say addresses, random ones, and people were freaking out and calling the cops. And it was a bobcat picture from like California. It was. Oh, he's a master in that. So it's like, when I read these, I always think, is it a Frankie Hill? But it's not. It's just some fucking lady.
That's beautiful. Awesome.
And he wouldn't even stay in the group long enough to see the results. So he would just drop a bomb and leave. Like, that's even more ballsy than like staying and watching the fight. He didn't even know. He just knew the effect it was going to have.
I'm a member of like, I'm from East Haddam, which is like in the middle of like River Valley, small town, like a lot of just like old like white people that are very like, you know, obsessed with everything that happens.
It's in the woods, but they have money too. Yeah, it's weird.
It's such a mix of like blue collar hick and then like super wealthy. Like former Senator Chris Dodd lives in my town, and a guy that I know who drives tow trucks and has 14. Yeah. like, and there's like 500 of him. So it's like, you know, so this one time I watched this woman. There's a big storm, and you know everyone's posting down tree on this road, you know, power line down over here, and this lady goes, just found this in my front yard, don't know what it is, and it's her in her house with a piece of a power line, taking a picture of it on her phone. And the comment section just lit up. We're like, yo, put that down. Like, what the fuck
You're insane. Doing? Why are you holding a power line? Oh my God. I mean, she's lucky she's not fucking toast. That would be crazy. It's like a video and she just fried on it.
Oh man, that was the greatest thing.
The greatest invention ever and the worst invention ever is the internet. The simple fact we all shouldn't know each other. Is it wonderful that, yes, Mike, you can be in one spot, Bobby can be where he is, and I'm here, and we can talk. I like those kind of things. You can meet, you can learn things. But it's mostly become retard showing off when you were supposed to keep it quiet. Like, the world's dumbest people can now let the world know they're dumb and then meet other dummies and become a team. And that's the worst. Like, a lady grabbing a fucking power cord, holding that up, that should just be you seeing your neighbor going, holy shit, that bitch just picked up the power cord. She's going to die. And you didn't tell anyone.
She's never watching my kids again.
Right, yeah, we're not going there for trick or treat. We're skipping that house. You know, and say, but now the world can she can just talk to people, and then someone's gonna go, put your tongue on it. Like, and then she's gonna put her tongue on.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Bobby, you good?
Yeah, I just found my local group and was trying to find the right post to troll. I think I've nailed it.
What do you got?
Looking for families to host exchange students for the school year. Still have students left that are looking forward to having a host family in the U.S. Please message me for more details.
You gotta do fake account though. You can't be
you. No, I'm not gonna be me.
No. First question, just what continent?
Exactly. And what age?
Yeah.
Age and continent.
What age?
No, don't say what age. Just go how young.
How ripe?
Yeah, right. Call right.
Yeah.
Can you send me that Brandon hiking picture? Unrelated.
I don't even know what I have anymore. I will find it. But I know you're gonna do. You fucking asshole. Brandon will love that. You couldn't care.
Yeah.
Bobby, you don't have any stories this week, right?
As long as the kids are okay with joining the Wiccan faith, I do have something. It's not a story.
Because if you don't, I've got plenty. I just want to.
I just want to do something real quick.
Yeah.
So this is a post, and it says, "Man adopted 80 kids." And basically what it is this Muslim guy, Muhammad Garit, adopted 80 kids who are, like, facing terminal illnesses. And it's all about, like, how they're the happiest people and how he gives them the best opportunity, you know, for the end of their life. I just really want to edit something in at the end and be like, and besides, who makes a better suicide bomber than somebody who has nothing to live for? That's what I had, Pat. You're up.
No, it was good. Okay.
I'm tossing you the rock.
I usually like to do current stories.
Okay.
Okay, so you know what? There's one that's a couple years ago, but I like what it is. I'm going to give Bobby and Mike, you guys both get the vote, and then if it's a tiebreaker, I'll choose. I have two stories I can do, right? We either have man hid cherry pies under women's cars' tires to see them bend over, or we have man without arms stabs tourist.
Ooh. Mike, you're the guest. I'm gonna leave it up to you, my man.
This is a tough choice. I'm going to override I want to see the man without arms stab a tourist. I want to know what the hell that is.
He does it with his feet, just so that helps.
He does it with his feet?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, how do you get close enough to a guy who's got a knife in his feet? Like
we'll do the story. You're intriguing. Yeah, because the other one, I think the title's better than it's going to be. It's just going to be a creep who puts cherry. It's weird that it's cherry pies, but when I read quickly,
any of us would do. Any of us reasonable people.
But then he also uses an old school video recorder. He sets up in a bush and he makes VHS tapes and sells it of women bending over kitten pies. I don't know.
He sells it?
Yeah, this is the best part. Someone's buying those. But I think we know the piece of shit was going to be. He goes to open mics and sells them. Sometimes
Unrelated, you guys can follow me on Instagram if you want to get my tapes.
Homeless man with no arms stabs tourist. On Tuesday, July 10th, 46-year-old armless street painter, which, by the way, that's a great phrase. Jonathan Dale Crenshaw was arrested after he grabbed a pair of scissors with his feet and launched himself towards 22-year-old Cesar Coronado and stabbed him with the instrument. I like launched. The arrest report stated that the incident occurred on the 1600 block of Collins Avenue in Miami, Florida. Coronado was walking with his friend Cindy Barrentos, 22, both from Chicago, while visiting Miami Beach. Crenshaw claimed he was lying down on the street when Coronado allegedly punched him in the head. So the armless guy said he got punched in the head by this guy walking by. Crenshaw stated that in self-defense, grabbed a pair of scissors with his feet and stabbed Coronado twice, inflicting a stab wound on his left arm, leaving him bleeding on the ground. Crenshaw placed the scissors back in his waistband, quickly fled the scene. Which, first of all, how does he get them in his waistband?
That had to be the coolest trick of the whole.
Yeah, I want to see this
Does
forever.
he
I want this
flick
video
it up and then catch it with his hip?
How does he launch himself?
The launch is probably like sitting crisscross applesauce and then firing up.
Yeah, but if it's in his feet, how do you do that in a position where you could still, like, stab?
Yeah, you're right. I was thinking maybe even like a Shawn Michaels kip up, but like even if he did that, you're not on your feet then, so you can't do it that way.
Does he have stubs?
So I'm thinking we
Oh,
have.
no.
Or is he
I like
just
a stub.
torso? Like,
I like
He
a stub.
grabs-
I think he's got stubs.
He grabs the scissors with his right foot, right? He does your Shawn Michaels kip up
Yep.
onto his left foot. Using that momentum, he flips forward because he's holding the scissors down with his foot to catch the guy in the arm. It was like a triple jump stab.
wow.
That's what I'm
That's not
saying.
its first stab in rodeo though. Like,
No.
you're doing that?
Like he used to be clearly a street performer until the
He used to
horrific
have arms.
chainsaw juggling accident.
I was gonna say, all I could imagine was like he's at a circus and he just jumps into a cannon and then like a dwarf just fires him at the guy while he's got the scissors in his feet.
Oh, if he has a midget friend, then we're on. Like they're opening for me soon, both of them. The police were informed of the situation and found Crenshaw on the 200 block of Lincoln Road. Paramedics took her out of the hospital to treat his non-life-threatening wounds. The guy was arrested and charged with aggravated assault. He's being held for a $7,500 bond. Wait, that's it?
Yeah.
Wait,
That's all it should be.
the street guy?
No,
or-
not the
or
bond.
puncher?
The story.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was
No,
gonna
Bobby,
say,
I wasn't mad at the amount
I
of
was
money
like,
they did. No, they
yeah.
should have charged them shit.
Fucking Daredevil over there. Let him out.
Yeah. He can't even like
He's
put
got
a
to clean
cup
up
against
Hell's
the
Kitchen.
bars.
Yeah.
He's got just no arms.
It's the issue.
No,
He just
but-
walks right through. They can't keep him in. The bars are too far apart.
Yeah, what? Why do you punch a guy with no arms?
To really
Mike, do you
rub
drink?
it in.
Yeah.
I used to drink. And when I used to drink, if I saw a guy with no arms, I'd probably punch him in the head.
I'm like a happy, sleepy drunk. I think
So I was super happy, but I also wanted to make my friends laugh. So we walked by. I wouldn't hit him hard, but if there was a guy with no arms, I go, bet you can't block this. Boom. And then like pop him one or play whack-a-mole or something like that. I probably wouldn't have punched him, but I would have asked him for a hug enough times where he would have wanted to stab me with scissors.
Bet you
Fair.
can't
I was
block
gonna say,
this either. And then he stabs you with his feet.
Yep.
Maybe that's what happened. Maybe he tried to pick him up like a cat, and that's his version of like clawing him, you know?
Yeah, but I don't. That's the part. In that story, they said allegedly. So I'm assuming this guy never punched him in the head. You're walking with your girl. You're not with a bunch of friends drinking. You're visiting from Chicago, which is not the best area. But you're also in Miami. But I'm also guessing if you're walking on the beach where there's a guy with no arms and scissors, you're not in the best area either. You know what I mean? Like, that doesn't sound like the beautiful touristy area. I think you would move Crabman away from a different area.
Now, you know at like festivals or fairs where they have the dunk tank and the guy's got the microphone and he's talking shit to you?
Yeah.
Like a lot of homeless, armless people kind of take up that personality a little bit. So if you were walking by with your girl and you heard like, hey, bitch, you ever been nubbed before? I bet you I could do more with no arms than that pussy can do with a whole body. Like, you know, what would he, like, he could say something to get you to hit him, right?
Yeah, he could be like, hey, I used to fist her, but my fist is still in her. I lost it.
Watch out, the pussy's rotten. My arm went in there.
Well, whose scissors are they? Where did he get scissors?
I did say he's an artist. Maybe he does arts and crafts too.
They say artist, but he really just works at a camp and he just sells a big macaroni necklaces and shit.
This is just a kindergartner.
I like that he's an artist. Okay, yeah, sure. I mean, but like, are you good? Well, he's the best I know in Miami without arms. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Listen,
it's kind of like
Van
when you-
Gogh's one
when
of
he-
the greatest artists of all time, and he cut off one ear. Wait till I tell
Yeah.
you about what this guy did to his arms. He is going to be the best of this generation.
How did he lose his arms?
Send it to a lover.
Hey, how old was he again?
He was the other guy was 22. The arms guy was like, I don't know. I lost the story. He was 46.
Okay, so too young to be Vietnam.
By the
Johnson
way,
& Johnson
he
vaccine.
looks way older and very tan. He's been outside a whole bunch.
Yeah, he's a street artist, Pat.
By the way,
Was
when they
in your-
describe him, it's like age, lack of arms, then job. Would you think you would do 46-year-old painter? Because we've already established to call him 46-year-old armless street painter is kind of fucked up, right?
It paints a picture. It's certainly like
it does. He does
homeless.
not. He is just homeless. Yeah. You got to lead with armless. An armless painter who's 46 years old stabs somebody with his feet, which is impressive mobility for a 46-year-old.
He's 46. Jonathan Dale Crenshaw.
That's like 92 in armless years.
Yeah, that's a long life. Without arms, and I don't know if he didn't have arms the whole time.
Long, not wide, if you catch my drift.
Yeah, I got you. And why don't they show some of his art?
Someone that good with just legs, like that good with their feet, could be a great robber.
Yeah, Bobby, can you quickly just Google Jonathan Dale Crenshaw art?
Pat,
And
here's
see if he
what
has
happened.
any of his work.
I will, just to humor you, but let me tell you what happened. He stabbed somebody. They were like, "Why do you have scissors?" He's like, "I'm an artist."
I know it's not really going to be there. I get it, but I want it to be there.
Jonathan Crenshaw Taylor.
Jonathan Dale Crenshaw, not Jonathan Crenshaw Taylor, whatever you called him.
Jonathan
Dale Crenshaw. I wonder if it's good. You think it's good?
No.
It sounds disturbed. It should be.
He's got the backstory that if he was good, he'd be famous.
No, but here's the other part too. If it was good, he would have attacked them with a paintbrush. You know what I mean? Like he's using his nubs to paint. I'd buy some nub art. If I was at Starbucks and I had a couple extra bucks, I'd buy nub art.
Nub art.
Who's that? It's like, oh, do you know armless 46-year-old street painter Jonathan Dale Crenshaw? I'm gonna somehow work his name into a joke, but make it serious. Like I was buying some art recently. It was a Jonathan Dale Crenshaw.
Oh wow!
Oh yes!
Holy shit!
You were right, Mike. No nubs.
I think it is important.
He's
got like a gimpy little elbow. Look at that.
It's
that art
important
sucks.
to note that this article referred to him as homeless artist.
That guy is just drunk. He's not.
He got a Bud Light, a Mounds bar. By the way, he just draws faces that are kind of mad. You see that? What's he draw?
He's got a lot of colored pencils in that bag. Like, look behind his bag there, and honestly, it's a pretty neat.
By the way, it's not neat. The non-drawing toes. there was some fudge on one. Like that
gangrene.
You got to take care of your toe game. Obviously he doesn't know how to take care of limbs.
That's why he had the scissors. He's gonna amputate his own toe.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you can't cut with your toes. Those paintings were shit. No one's punching that guy. I hate to say this, but now looking at him, no one's touching that man. No one's punching that man. No one's going anywhere near that man.
I mean,
he was drunk, passed out. He probably got bumped. Maybe there was walking in the sand. Maybe a little pebble hit him. He's like, "Oh, you hit me!" And then he got nuts. And by the way, to say like, why didn't this guy block it? You would be frozen if a man with no arms launched in the air and came at you with scissors. You'd be like, "What the fuck just happened?"
100%. That's
not even close. That art sucks.
That will always be the craziest thing that ever happened to that guy.
Oh, imagine if he's like, "That's not even the worst of my day." Then I got AIDS. Like, even that wouldn't be as bad. But Bobby, can we buy that guy's art?
Not unless we somehow get to Miami. I don't think he has a website set up.
How does he not have a website? He's got videos. Who's recording him? I guess he can't wave them off. It is funny that someone's there like recording it. Like, I know they're probably just doing it on their own, but I'm thinking it's someone who's like his understudy. He's like, "Yeah, get my work."
You need this for the IG.
Yeah, it's for the brand, yeah.
What do you mean there's another armless artist?
Hey, listen, 30 years ago, Soundgarden made a song about the Spoon Man. Maybe they'll make a song about me.
Scissor feet. Edward Scissor feet.
Scissor. Yeah, he's not. He wants to be scissor hands, and he can't. Maybe someone called him that. And he's like, "I don't even have hands. I just have scissors," and he's so mad.
Are you familiar with Dolly? Either of you guys?
I'm aware of. You mean like the?
Yeah.
Dolly,
Like the clone, yeah.
No. The AI art thing.
No.
So
I thought you meant
basically,
clone
you could
feet.
put text in, and it'll come up with a picture. So currently, I'm doing armless street painter stabs man with feet. What style would you guys like to see that in?
Oh. What are the options?
Any type of art form. Like, it could be an hyper realistic oil painting.
Pointillism.
One thing he can't do. Point.
That's perfect.
Imagine getting directions from that guy. It's like, stop pointing your foot. Stop.
That way.
I don't know why. I just assumed he had to have nubs. He had like little penis bags.
Yeah, that was weird.
Yeah, you get those cut off. Like if you're gonna, you have scissors. You know what I mean? You're not gonna do more damage. Get rid of your fucking teabag arms. Like if you have a thing, get rid of that thing. I know he doesn't have like health care.
Maybe that's what he uses to clean his toes. He just like dips them in some water.
Oh, the bag.
Squeezes
Oh, it's his toe bag. Oh my god, no. That guy, I hate to say, but I hope he has kids. What is this?
So this is what a computer came up with for pointillism. Armless street painter stabs man with feet.
What's up with the fourth one?
I don't know. Let's take a look.
Who's that little guy?
I knew there was a midget.
Dude, that's Bobby, that's merch. We got to make that shirt.
And
Just
it's
that, and it
downloaded.
just says POS. Is that your own art now?
Yeah, I think.
Is that little guy peeing?
There's a lot of
That's
detail
awesome.
going on here.
What's going? Wait, that guy, the captain, doesn't even have a head.
Yeah, no, this is my favorite though. I feel like they really cut some
Oh.
corners.
What is that foot?
It's stabbing. That's what the red's for.
No, that's like a blind guy's stick.
Oh, they misunderstood the handicap.
I think someone's stabbing. He doesn't have toes. What is going on? Oh, look at that guy's sandal feet.
That's not good.
I hate feet
That
so
is-
much.
Pat, what do you want to see? What type of painting would you like to
Well,
see?
I think we're good, Bob. I think we ran this to the ground. I might pop up and cut you with some scissors. You know what the great thing is? That guy can't. When someone says no running with scissors, he's like, I only can do one or the other. I can only run or use scissors. I can't do both.
You sure you don't want to see Van Gogh style 9/11 airplanes?
Okay,
Yes,
almost.
I'm positive I want to see that. So please, quickly, we'll end the show on 9/11.
Good
Van
news.
Gogh.
Already have that
Yeah.
one ready to go.
Oh,
it's
fuck yeah.
But then where's the stabbing feet? There's no feet.
Starry,
This is gonna be my
starry
new phone
night.
background. That's awesome.
Oh, you didn't do the feet. You just did 9/11.
Yeah,
Sorry, night.
this one's one I already had on deck. I got to be careful because some of these other ones I can see have watermelon in them.
Pentagon?
That's the Pentagon. Yep, you nailed
Hell
it.
yeah.
But there's too many planes.
That's what the government wants you to think.
Yeah.
Oh,
There weren't any
I don't
planes.
I think 9/11 was overrated. Anyway, it was all right. Did you see Louis C.K. on Andrew Schultz on Flagrant?
Bits and pieces.
It's fucking amazing. But at one point, he just goes, "Listen, you can be mad all you want, but like as things go, bullseye." He's like 9/11. They nailed it. He's like, that was good. Bobby, like I told you before this, but like anyone watches, if you want to see one of the best specials this year, Tim Dillon's new one on Netflix is fucking unbelievable. If you haven't watched it, I thought in the last 5 years Shane Gillis is the best. I think this is as good. It's fucking unbelievable.
I
So
can't.
Shane Gillis is a
Wait
good
to
one.
check it
I
out.
still haven't watched it.
Shane Gillis is?
No. I watched Shane Gillis's.
Oh, okay. I was like,
watched
yeah.
the Tim Dillon one, yeah.
It came out, I think, either yesterday or today, but it's great. If you like Tim Dillon, you're gonna love it. If you get offended easily, haha. But it's even because for him doing it on Netflix too, you're gonna pull something back. He didn't pull shit back, and it's
Oh,
fucking great. So, and he also name drops Rogan like 3 times, and you can tell he's doing it to be a dick. And it's fucking great. But Mike, thank you so much for being on, man. I really
Oh, yeah.
appreciate it. You were fun. 2 days in a row, Bobby. People from Connecticut were funny and good.
Yeah, that's a
We did
rarity.
it. We did it.
Hell yeah.
You found
Bobby,
the
thanks
two.
for having me on. I had a good time.
I'm
I
just
found
kidding.
the 2. You're right.
You were great,
We've had a
Mike.
couple other ones too. But Mike, where can people follow you? Check you out, all that stuff.
Oh hell yeah! You can follow me on Instagram at mike.massaro, and you can see me coming up at the end of this month. I'm going to be at the Elbow Room on the 26th. If you guys want to also check out the Elbow Room Comedy Club Instagram page, we got a lot of great stuff going on there.
Bobby's been there before. Last
great
year,
room, a lot of
I
fun.
put on a show there with me and him and a couple other people. So Bobby, they're Mike and a couple other guys are running that now, and they're doing an awesome job.
Congratulations, man. That's awesome, dude.
Thank you.
So, Bobby, we'll have to have when I'm going to do a show there again. I was talking to Jake Bentley about doing something, and if we do that again, I definitely have you come down, Bobby. We'll do that. It'll be fun.
Fantastic, dude. That'd be awesome. I'd love to do that.
To meet you in person without the fuzzy background.
Absolutely. I don't have to blur my background.
No, he comes with the background. He follows him wherever he goes, and he has no. By the way, I know it was a tough subject. I shouldn't say anything, Bobby, but Bobby also has no arms, and he's an artist, and so it's beautiful. He handles the mic with his toes, so you don't. I won't make you host that one.
Oh hell yeah! I have plenty of things to say already. So
I wouldn't know what to do because naturally you shake hands when you're hosting, and if a guy had no arms, and even if I knew, I'd forget, and I'd be like the asshole, like, oh.
When I worked at that camp with kids who were quadriplegics, I would always go to give knuckles, and they'd just be like, ah. And
have you seen that trending, that viral video? There's a guy and the little girl comes up to him and she has no arms and she did something and he just goes like this, and it's like the camera catches it and it's just like little girl's face, and then his face when he realizes, holy shit, I went to go high five a girl with no arms, and then his next reaction was to go like this, and I don't know why. Then did that, and he just went and he elbowed her in like the shoulder part because he didn't know what and you could tell he was being so genuine, but it was like, God. What the fuck? The girl was fine, but he was like, oh.
We used to do
noggin.
Just headbutt each other, noggin.
I would just grab a nub and like, ah.
I mean, he had a full arm. You could grab it. He just wouldn't know.
Oh, God. I would know. I'm not doing that. Bobby, what do you got to promote?
I would say check out the Davy Mac Sports program. Yesterday we had Jake from John Boy on. What? It was a fun episode. A lot of fun. August 25th, Cleveland, Ohio. I would go to the Offend Everyone tour. I hear the opening act's going to be fun. And
if you don't know what that tour is, I'm assuming that opening act would be you because that is fun. But it's Aaron Berg, it's Louis J. Gomez, and our boy Bobby. So go fucking check that out, Ohio. That's going to be fucking awesome. So go check that out.
And while you're checking things out, check out our Patreon. We have a lot of fun episodes there. I said it yesterday. I'll say it again today. Several times, podcasts I listen to are doing similar bits to the ones we've done. Not a ripoff in any way, just meaning we're hitting on the same goal, baby. You'll hear it from us first and raw, because Pat will do a Chinese voice that Dan Soder's afraid to do.
Oh, you can't see me. So, Bobby, thank you for promoting the Patreon. I appreciate that. Now, usually when we have a show or anything, I put it out there, and then you don't promote it, and then you just promote other things you do. But when you reshare that, like the Davy Mac Sports thing, you shared that yesterday, and then I was like, oh, he got no likes on that. That's fine. That's why he doesn't share it. No one likes him. But Mike O'Donnell had a great post today, former guest of the show, and I asked if I could share it. What? It was a pun. I know. You're mad.
It's not a great post. It was a terrible
one of the greatest
post.
puns I've ever seen.
Oh, God.
The greatest pun. I will read this pun before we go. And then what I felt bad about was he got like 9 likes, but when I shared it, because my people know I like puns, it got like 35 to 40 likes. So I got more likes.
Stealing
no,
his
it was
sunshine.
a great. What do you mean it wasn't great? You're kidding, right? I know you don't like puns, but shut up. That was brilliant. Where is it? I gotta fucking find this.
Mike will be the judge, and we'll get out of here.
Oh, yeah.
No, hold on. Let me find the fucking thing.
Mike Pun Master Massaro.
That's what they call me.
I like a pun. What is wrong with liking a pun?
While he does this, Mike, I'll share this, and I think you'll appreciate it.
Oh my gosh.
The 9/11?
Van
This is
Gogh
beautiful.
style. This one's my
Van
favorite.
Gogh style 9/11. See, Van Gogh is my favorite artist, and 9/11 is my favorite national tragedy. So this is the AI has learned my brain. This is amazing.
This one is Che Guevara as a drag queen.
Holy shit! That is a very strong jawline.
It is, which is why it works so well as a drag queen. I think this one's my favorite because it looks like it could be real life.
Yeah, it really does.
I think I know that guy, lady. Bobby. Oh, by the way, former guest of the show, just on recently, friend Stevie Lou, his Secret of Cook Island thing's happening October 8th.
Premiere in New York. Check it out.
Yep. Okay, here it was. Mike, we'll leave it on this. It was a great post. He said, I know a dude who sat on a fire as a dare. He ended up with third degree burns. Fuck you. That's great. Third degree burns. He sat on a fire. It lit his butt.
If he pooped on the fire, maybe it'd be third degree burns.
It's a pun. Okay, it's 8 a.m. I wake up. I see that. I'm laughing. So I shared it and said, if you don't love this, unfriend me now. Now, I got like 35 likes on it. He only got 14.
But did he sit on the fire long enough for the fire to go through his body and cook his turds?
Or you're assuming, listen, we all know Mike O'Donnell. He doesn't wipe well.
That's a fair point.
Yeah, I'm guessing it's just sticking out of his butt. That's all he's doing.
Old Dingleberry O'Donnell.
It is a good pun.
For a Facebook read, it was fine. For a Facebook read, it was a fun time. Anyway, I love Mike O'Donnell. Go check out their podcast, A Boy in the Fridge. They're fucking fantastic, him and Manny. What shows do I care about? October 16th. So my birthday's the 15th. October 16th, I'll be headlining Comics Mohegan Sun on a Sunday. Yeah. It'll be me and former guest Pete Angelo, just the two of us doing the show. It'll be a fun time there. Pete will be doing like a half hour. I'll be doing an hour. All my getting it ready for when I want to record it. But I'll be running it there at a club I like a lot too, and doing the day after my birthday and having fun. So it's gonna be on a Sunday. It'll be a cheap ticket. So come on out and see that. Was in September. I'll be at Off Cabot in Beverly, Massachusetts. That's the 15th and 16th. Check that out. I'll throw a bunch of other dates and shows up soon. Mike, once again, dude, thank you so much. You were awesome. You really appreciate it.
Thank you,
but
guys.
Go see shows Mike is on. Mike is very fucking funny, and pretty soon he's going to realize he's good and leave. So if you're in Connecticut, go watch him before he leaves like his friends are.
Yeah, if you're near their Elbow Room, go check out a show at the Elbow Room. You live near the Elbow Room.
Mike should be booked up more shit. He's a better host than most people in this fucking state, so he should be on more shit. But
Thanks,
now
man.
Mike's going to get nothing because I said that. Like, Panos is me. Now
it's like getting endorsed by Trump.
Yeah, it really it's really like Hitler going, he's good people.
Yeah.
Let him clean your pool.
I'll take followers and fans. That works.
That's all
you'll find neither here.
Thank you guys so much.
No problem. Thanks, man. Bobby.
If you can't join them, beat them, and don't be a piece of shit.